working for you.
Live from WSLS, this is 10 News at Noon, working for you.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jenna Zibton. We're following breaking news just outside downtown Roanoke. The U.S. Marshals Service shut down all lanes of Route 581, investigating what VDOT is calling an incident. 10 News reporter Taj Simmons is live at the scene right now. Taj, what can you tell us?
Well, Jenna, if you take a look at 581 right now, things are pretty much moving back to normal. All lanes are back open, but if you take it back an hour, it was anything but that. A cavalcade of cop cars pulled over two semi-trucks just north of the 581-220 transition on Elm Avenue. Now, as you mentioned, traffic was slowed down to a halt, especially people coming in from that on-ramp. We're told this was the U.S. Marshals investigation, as you mentioned, and they even brought out a K-9 to search in and around one of those semi-trucks. But in the end, both of those drivers were allowed to go. In fact, the scene just cleared up about 5-10 minutes ago. Both of the drivers were allowed to go on their trucks, and all of the authorities ended up clearing up as well. So whatever happened, they were actually handcuffed in the back of a squad car for about an hour, but something may have turned because authorities let them out, uncuffed them, and they were free to go in the end. As far as how this investigation is going, what they found, what they didn't find, we'll be sure to give you the latest coming up at 5. But for now, reporting live in Roanoke, Taj Simmons, 10 News, working for you.
Thanks, Taj. The recent round of storms brought trees down across the Commonwealth. We're learning new at noon. 3 people were killed after trees came crashing down on homes and cars in central Virginia. We're working to learn what you should be doing to protect yourself and your family from falling trees. Arborists say as we get further into spring, now is the time to keep an eye on the trees around you.
First thing I'm going to do when I look up is see the general form of the tree, anything that looks atypical, branches going in funny directions.
With more bad weather coming, weather experts say if you have an emergency situation, they can try and remove it in time. If not, they say make sure to have limbs hanging over houses or garages removed. Don't park under a tree when a storm comes. And we're turning now to our forecast as Virginia is preparing for more storms heading into the weekend. Jonathan is tracking all of those for us.
Yeah, at least the potential for that, Jenna, as we get into Friday. The next couple days are going to be on the clear side, at least on the quiet side, warm as well. Temperatures now surging back into the mid-70s across much of the region. Live look in Martinsville, just that hazy sunshine, those thin clouds out there. Temperatures back to the upper 70s. Winds are light out of the southwest for us in Martinsville, with again just those few clouds out there. 75 in Roanoke, 78 in South Boston. Some of us going to jump into the lower 80s, especially across Southside, as we've been talking about for the last couple of days. Pushing 70 now in Blacksburg, nice and comfy 66 in Wytheville. Again, just a few of those higher thin clouds right now. We will see more of those clouds stream in throughout the course of the afternoon, but by and large, it is going to be warm. It is summer-like out there, threatening the warmest or borderline hottest day of 2019 to date. That'll be in the lower 80s for most of us. Then again, turning the potential for that severe weather threat as we get into Friday. Not only the threat for severe weather going to be there, but very, very heavy rain, and that could create some more flooding issues as we go through Friday. Most of this leaves us by the time we get to the second half of Saturday, making way for a gorgeous Easter Sunday and start to next week. We are going to talk about that Easter weekend forecast, Jenna, coming up in about 10 minutes.
Thanks. As Jonathan says, severe weather expected soon in numerous states. There were at least 8 weather-related deaths reported from Texas to Mississippi in the last round. This upcoming storm is also bringing the threat of tornadoes to these towns again.
If you don't have a basement, get someplace in a ditch or somewhere. You got to get low. I can guarantee you if we was still upstairs, we wouldn't be probably here today.
The storms knocked out power for more than 250,000 customers, with most of those outages in Pennsylvania and here in Virginia. Now is the time to download the Storm Team 10 weather app and 10 News app ahead of these storms. It is free in the Apple and Android app stores. There you can get notifications of all storm warnings, traffic conditions, and possible delays, plus a live update on our radar. It's been less than 48 hours since the iconic Notre Dame Cathedral was engulfed in flames. Already, more than $900 million has poured in to help rebuild. This is a live look at the remnants of the historical landmark. You can see the cranes and construction still hovering around where that spire used to be. It will take more than just money to bring the 850-year-old cathedral back to her full glory. The French president said he wants the cathedral rebuilt in 5 years. Experts say that a full restoration is likely to take 10 to 15 years. But for most people, it will be worth the wait. A true story of rebirth for one of the world's most recognizable cathedrals.
Sometimes when we look at something we love literally reduced to ashes, we automatically almost see life coming from that. There's already life coming from death.
Although the stone walls seem to remain largely intact, they could present some challenges moving forward in terms of stability. Schools across the Denver area, including Columbine High School, are closed today as the search continues for a woman the FBI says is a credible threat. They say she is infatuated with the Columbine shooting, which happened almost 20 years ago. The 18-year-old is still in high school, but is considered armed and extremely dangerous. NBC's Joe Fryer is in Littleton, Colorado, with the latest.
This morning, communities in the Denver area are on edge. Authorities on the hunt, asking everyone to be on the lookout for 18-year-old Sol Pais.
This has become a massive manhunt.
The FBI said overnight they consider her to be a credible threat to the community and potentially to schools, pointing to past comments and recent actions.
She has expressed an infatuation with Columbine.
Authorities say Pais was able to buy a pump-action shotgun and ammunition once she arrived in Colorado Monday. Student safety is the top priority as more than a dozen public school districts keep their doors closed today.
We take this threat seriously today.
Concerns about Pais led to lockouts at more than 100 schools in the Denver area, including Columbine High, a chilling reminder of the new reality the country faces just days before the 20th anniversary of the mass shooting at Columbine High that killed 12 students and a teacher.
These threats have ramped up over the past couple of weeks just as we get closer to the Columbine 20th anniversary.
Authorities say there has been no threat made against a specific school. Today, more than 500,000 students in the Denver area are not going to class. Joe Fryer, NBC News, Littleton, Colorado.
New at noon, a Connecticut appeals court is discussing a lawsuit saying Sandy Hook Elementary School officials failed to order a lockdown before gunmen killed 20 first graders and 6 educators in 2012. The parents of 2 children killed at the school are appealing the dismissal of the lawsuit. The judge had ruled school officials were immune from being sued and security protocols are on a case-to-case basis. The parents are seeking undisclosed damages and hope the case results in safety procedures being followed in the future. A lawyer for the school district has said there is no evidence school officials did anything wrong. New into the newsroom within the last hour, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Roanoke says 60 people have been charged for illegally prescribing and distributing opioids and other dangerous narcotics and healthcare fraud schemes. Those charged include 31 doctors, 7 pharmacists, 8 nurse practitioners, and 7 other licensed medical professionals across multiple states. These charges are part of a massive national opioid strike force. New at noon, Commonwealth's attorneys are calling on Governor Ralph Northam to sign a bill to set harsher penalties on drug dealers. The bill would allow prosecutors to charge drug dealers with felony murder in cases where someone's died from an overdose. The attorneys say it gives prosecutors another tool to fight the drug crisis. They say there was no chance to make an appeal to prosecute dealers for the felony homicide. The governor has until May 3rd to sign it into law. Opioid overdose remains the leading cause of death in Southwest Virginia. As the death toll rises, Virginia Tech is bringing communities together to fight the issue. The university is leading a group that will combine local data from area communities. They're partnering with groups like the Roanoke Valley Collective Response to the opioid addiction crisis. Leaders hope to use this to create a resource for current professionals and improve training for those in school. We have an update to a story we first told you about in the fall. Middle school students now have a greenhouse to use in Botetourt County. Central Academy has a spot behind the school where they grow vegetables. They start the seeds, and over the summer they harvest it when they come back in the fall. Now, with the greenhouse, they can start the seeds earlier and grow more food. They hope to give more veggies to the salad bar for students and teachers to eat and donate to local food pantries.
It's really fun. It's more hands-on stuff that we can do. This teaches them life skills. The students, they get to collaborate together. They get to use that conviction skill, and what the conviction skill is in Botetourt County is they stay determined in whatever they're doing. If they mess up, they can fix it. They can go back and make things right.
They are working on building a chicken coop right now, and that should be ready in the next couple of weeks. They hope to have picnic tables by the end of the year or the beginning of next year for students to have class outside. Today would be a great day to have class outside. New at noon, Virginia's Department of Game and Inland Fisheries and the City of Lexington says the Jordan's Point Dam is being removed. The partners are working on demolishing 8 abandoned railroad bridge piers so boaters and anglers can put in at Jordan's Point Park, Beans Bottom, or more upstream locations. The department says 2 historic millstones were recovered from the pool below the dam and will make them into displays at the park. The dam removal will take place over the next few weeks as long as the weather holds out. New at noon, there's a new campaign to encourage fishermen to recruit others to join them. The Virginia Department of Game and Inland Fisheries Refer a Friend to Fish campaign will reward current licensed anglers who refer others to buy their first fishing license in Virginia. When a new angler creates an account in Go Outdoors Virginia and buys a license, both people will get a gift and discounts. Anyone who refers a new fisherman will be entered to win monthly prizes. Sounds fun. Coming up, check your freezer before dessert tonight, a recall for ice cream. But first, here's a live look over downtown Roanoke from our Virginia Tech Carilion Skycam. Jonathan is tracking possible severe weather now.
Just $4.
Nice day outside, warm afternoon. Temperatures into the mid-70s right now. Here's a live look outside in Roanoke with our Carilion Skycam. Those wispy clouds out there, kind of that milky sunshine. Winds out of the west-southwest at about 10 miles an hour, helping to pump in some of that warmth. And again, sunshine getting through a little bit, but certainly filtering it out more than what we saw yesterday. Those clouds will continue to thicken up throughout the course of the afternoon. But it is warm. We are pushing 80 in South Boston, Danville. Good afternoon in Lynchburg. We are at 75 degrees, 69 for us in Lexington, right around 70 in Covington, middle 70s again in Roanoke. We are around 70 in the New River Valley. Again, those clouds will continue to work their way in. The gray on your screen there representing those clouds pushing in. You see them thickening up tonight, maybe a few breaks overnight, and then again tomorrow on your way into work. There's 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Those clouds will continue to work their way in to make way for rain chances and storm chances on Friday. Some of those, as we've been talking about, could be on the stronger side. That system now out west really just starting to get going here with rain and some mountain snow into parts of New Mexico and Arizona. This is likely going to ramp up as we get going later this afternoon into the evening in the form of some severe weather for Texas, Oklahoma, into Kansas. Once that system moves further east on Friday, could spark some severe weather for us too. Mainly everybody under the gun now. Better opportunity for some stronger thunderstorms and flooding, though, going to be in the yellows and in the oranges, mainly along and east of Interstate 81 and then across the Piedmont and into the Tidewater. Main threats with this going to be damaging wind and very, very heavy rainfall. I'm tracking that here. Here's 11 o'clock on Thursday night. Those clouds are going to be locked in. As we keep on saying, most of the time you need some sunshine to get the severe threat going. It's going to be a little bit of a different setup as we have a lot of wind energy, thousands of feet above us in our atmosphere to help get things going. There's 11 o'clock as this system really develops center low pressure crossing the Tennessee-Virginia line, bringing some heavier rain early Friday morning, and then the chance for some stronger thunderstorms. You see it there with the darker yellows crossing your screen later on into the afternoon and evening. Something we are tracking closely. Again, a couple of rounds going to be possible, and those rounds could contain some very, very heavy rain. That flash flood threat on Friday going to be elevated. The expected rainfall widespread anyway. 1 to 3 inches of rain. Isolated spots could end up closing in on 4 or 5 inches. So again, watching that closely, especially the areas that picked up the heavier rain on Sunday. It's only going to take about 1 to 2 inches of rain in those areas to have flooding get started again. And we are expecting in that range to happen across south side. 2 to 3 inches is what it's going to take for us to get some flooding. All of this bypasses us by the second half of Saturday. Look at Sunday though, Easter Sunday. Need the jacket for sunrise services, but mid-50s coming at us by 10 with increasing sun. Gorgeous afternoon if you have plans to take family outside to grill or anything for Easter Sunday. Friday a little bit cooler. Again, that's when we are expecting at least the potential for severe weather and very heavy rain. Now's a good time to download the Storm Team 10 weather app. Temperatures into the low 60s on Saturday as showers wrap up. Would not be surprised if there's a stray flake or sleet pellet in the highest elevations. Very, very dynamic system. And again, that's why we really don't need the sunshine this time around to help get severe weather going. Gorgeous Easter Sunday coming our way. We're hanging in the low 80s Monday and Tuesday with more sunshine. So really one hiccup. It's a big hiccup Friday into Saturday. But again, good time to download the Storm Team 10 weather app to get those updates as we get closer. And if any warnings are issued on Friday, to get those as well.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be driving, traveling, either going somewhere for Easter, coming back from spring break. So definitely pay attention to the weather.
Yeah, and it's not just here. It's really all up and down the East Coast. So definitely want to pay attention to the forecast.
We'll be right back.
Company, a Roanoke tradition.
You may want to look inside your freezer. A small quantity of Ben & Jerry's ice cream is being recalled. According to the FDA, some pints of Chunky Monkey, I like that one, and some bulk containers of coconut 7-layer bar might contain tree nuts that are not declared on the packages. That could pose a potential threat to people with nut allergies. The company says it's received no reports of illnesses associated with the recall. Officials say the issue is resolved and shouldn't happen again. In entertainment, the Beehive is buzzing. A documentary on Beyonce is available on Netflix right now. The film Homecoming focuses on the singer's 2018 performance at Coachella. During that show, Beyonce paid homage to historically black colleges and universities in the U.S. Homecoming also includes interviews and candid behind-the-scenes footage. Beyonce wrote, produced, and directed that film. There's officially no more Brangelina. According to court documents, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt have been granted a dissolution of their marriage. However, the two are still battling over the custody of their 6 kids. Jolie wants sole custody, while Pitt wants joint custody. Atlanta-based divorce attorney Randy Kessler says California is one of the unique states that lets the parties get a divorce without resolving all the issues. As part of the filing, Jolie has also dropped Brad's last name. We'll be back in a few minutes with another look at your Storm Team 10 forecast, but first, here's a live look over Martinsville from our new College Institute Sky Cam. We have continuing coverage of that breaking news we first told you about at the beginning of this newscast. New details now from the U.S. Marshals investigation, which shut down lanes on Interstate 581. The acting chief deputy says one person is in custody right now. The U.S. Marshal's office says it followed a lead this morning that a fugitive was spotted in a specific vehicle heading for Roanoke. The suspected truck was seen on Interstate 581 near the Elm Avenue exit and was pulled over. We don't know what charges he is facing, but we do know the tip was from Eastern Virginia. We will have more on this breaking story tonight, starting at 5. Also tracking some possible severe weather.
Yeah, once we get into Friday, we are nice and quiet today. Tomorrow, it's Friday morning and afternoon. Temperatures back to the upper 70s. Today, again, quiet, nice and pleasant. Can still air out the house with opening the windows. Hanging around 70 Friday, but again, that's when we are tracking the stronger thunderstorms, at least the potential for that. And some flash flooding with very heavy rain. Cooler and kind of raw on Saturday with highs in the upper 50s and low 60s. Gorgeous for Easter Sunday, though. Lower 70s with increasing sunshine. Back to around 80 Monday and Tuesday. We're going to keep that sunshine around. We're going to just have to get past Friday into Saturday morning. And then really the severe threat really going to diminish as we get into Saturday afternoon.
That is good news.
Yeah,
at least Sunday, hopefully it will dry up a little bit, enough for us to get outside.
Sunday's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah. Have a great afternoon. Be sure to join us back here at 5 for 90 minutes of local news.